The next generation of Samsung's flagship devices, the Galaxy S25 and Galaxy S26, may face price hikes, and the reason behind this could be tied to the latest developments in chip manufacturing. Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite application processor, AP, set to power the Galaxy S25 series, is expected to cost Samsung up to $190 per unit. This price increase could lead to higher prices for the upcoming Galaxy S25 lineup, especially considering that this processor will be the first to be built using TSMC's 3nm process technology. And there's an additional concern. TSMC may raise its prices for producing chips on this advanced 3nm and 5nm production node by about 10% due to the growing demand for artificial intelligence, AI-related semiconductors. Historically, Samsung has relied on its own Exynos chipsets, such as the Exynos 2500, to power many of the Galaxy S series models sold outside of the United States, Canada, and China. However, there is a significant problem here. Samsung Foundry, which is responsible for manufacturing these chips, has been unable to achieve a yield rate, meaning the percentage of usable chips from a silicon wafer, above 70%, the threshold needed to efficiently mass-produce a chipset. Current reports suggest that Samsung Foundry's yield rate for the 3nm node might be much lower, in the range of 20% to 30%. This means that in order to meet demand for the Exynos 2500 chips, Samsung would have to produce a surplus of expensive silicon wafers, pushing up costs even further. As a result, the Exynos 2500 is unlikely to appear in the Galaxy S25 series, despite Samsung's initial plans to use it for the non-US models. However, the company still hopes to use the Exynos 2500 in future foldables like the Galaxy Z Flip 7 and its potential Fan Edition FE variant. This move to Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite AP across all Galaxy S25 models could help mitigate some of these challenges. Still, the price of these devices is expected to increase due to the high cost of the Snapdragon 8 Elite, particularly if TSMC's price hike for advanced chip production comes into play. On the bright side, the Snapdragon 8 Elite packs impressive performance. With 2 prime cores running at 4.32 GHz and 6 performance cores clocking in at 3.53 GHz, this processor offers significant computational power without the need for efficiency cores. MediaTek has already successfully followed a similar approach with its Dimensity 9300 and Dimensity 9400 chips, so this trend of skipping efficiency cores is gaining traction in the industry. Looking further ahead, the situation could become even more challenging for Samsung with the Galaxy S26 in 2026. If Samsung continues to struggle with its chip yields, the company may face tough decisions regarding pricing and chip sourcing. The potential for the Exynos 2600 to encounter similar manufacturing difficulties could lead Samsung to rely on TSMC once again, which could result in even higher production costs. This would create a difficult situation for Samsung, as the company has long sought to avoid relying on external foundries like TSMC for its own Exynos processors. Samsung's foundry division is under significant pressure to improve its yield rates. This is especially critical considering that low yields in the past, such as those seen with the 4nm node, forced Qualcomm to shift the production of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 to TSMC. Even after TSMC's involvement, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 was slightly modified and rebranded as the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. The reality is that Samsung Foundry has struggled with low yields for some time, and unless the company can address these issues, it may continue to face difficulties in keeping costs under control while delivering high-quality chips for its flagship smartphones. The contract foundry industry, as of the third quarter of this year, is overwhelmingly dominated by TSMC, which controls 64% of the market share. In contrast, Samsung Foundry holds just 12%. If Samsung cannot improve its chip manufacturing yields, it risks losing more ground in this highly competitive market. In conclusion, while the Galaxy S25 series promises exciting new features, including the powerful Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, Samsung is grappling with the challenge of rising production costs. The company's reliance on Qualcomm and TSMC's advanced manufacturing processes might lead to unavoidable price hikes for its upcoming devices. How Samsung navigates these hurdles will determine the future of its flagship smartphones and its standing in the semiconductor industry. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.